are goals, and then there are moments that freeze time. Moments so extraordinary that even legends forget to react. The stadium falls into disbelief. Teammates stop running, opponents stand still, and somewhere on the sidelines, one of football's greatest minds watches in pure shock. That was exactly what happened when stunned with one of the most spectacular bicycle kicks ever seen in football history. The stage could not have been bigger. UEFA Champions League knockout football, where pressure multiplies and mistakes become unforgivable, faced a team known for defensive discipline, tactical intelligence, and European experience. Juventus were not a side easily broken. Their defenders were organized, physical, and rarely caught out of position. But greatness does not wait for perfect conditions. It creates its own moment. By this stage of his career, Ronaldo had already transformed from a flashy winger into a ruthless goal machine. Under Zidane's management, he had evolved further: smarter movement, sharper positioning, and an almost supernatural understanding of timing. Zidane trusted him not just as a scorer but as the emotional engine of the team. The first leg in Turin carried enormous tension. Juventus fans filled the stadium with noise, hoping to intimidate Madrid early. Every tackle was aggressive, every pass contested. The match felt like a chess game played at full speed. Ronaldo opened the scoring early with a classic striker's finish, reminding everyone why he dominated Europe's biggest nights. But what came later would redefine the match entirely. Midway through the second half, Madrid launched another attack down the right side. The ball was crossed into the penalty area, slightly behind Ronaldo, too high for a normal shot, and seemingly drifting away from danger. Most players would have controlled it. Some might have attempted a header. Ronaldo chose the impossible. In a fraction of a second, he calculated distance, angle, and timing. He leaned backward, lifted himself into the air, and rotated his body with perfect coordination. For a brief moment, he was horizontal, suspended above the ground, defying gravity. Then came the strike, clean, powerful, perfectly connected. The ball flew into the net before the goalkeeper could even react. Silence. Not ordinary silence, the kind that happens when thousands of people collectively struggle to understand what they've just witnessed. Then applause began. Juventus fans, supporters of the opposing team, rose to their feet. They applauded Ronaldo, a rare act in football, reserved only for moments of undeniable brilliance. On the sideline, Zidane's reaction said everything. The usually composed manager placed his hands on his head, smiling in disbelief. Even a man who had scored one of the greatest Champions League final goals ever knew he had just witnessed something special. That reaction mattered, because Zidane understood difficulty better than anyone. He knew the balance required for such a strike, the courage needed to attempt it in a Champions League knockout match, the technical perfection required to execute it flawlessly. This was not luck, it was preparation meeting instinct. Slow-motion replays revealed the true madness of the goal. Ronaldo's leap reached extraordinary height, nearly 2.4 meters from the ground at peak extension. His body control resembled a gymnast more than a footballer. Years of relentless physical training had built explosive core strength and flexibility, allowing him to perform movements others wouldn't even attempt. But the bicycle kick was more than athleticism. It was confidence, a belief forged through thousands of training sessions, endless repetition, an obsession with improvement that defined Ronaldo's career. As teammates surrounded him in celebration, the moment carried symbolic weight. Ronaldo wasn't just scoring, he was redefining expectations of what a footballer in his 30s could do. Most players decline physically by that age. Ronaldo appeared to be evolving. The goal effectively broke Juventus' resistance. Madrid gained complete control of the tie. Confidence surged through the team, while Juventus struggled to recover psychologically. Sometimes a single moment changes the emotional balance of a match, and this was one of those moments. Across Europe, headlines exploded. Analysts replayed the goal repeatedly, comparing it to the greatest strikes in Champions League history. Fans debated whether it surpassed legendary bicycle kicks from past eras. Social media filled with awe, admiration, and disbelief. For Ronaldo, however, the celebration was brief. He returned to position with focus, already thinking about the next play. That mentality, never satisfied, never distracted, separated him from many great players. Zidane later spoke about the goal with admiration, emphasizing not just its beauty but the professionalism behind it. As a former Ballon d'Or winner himself, Zidane recognized greatness when he saw it. Coaching Ronaldo allowed him to witness firsthand how dedication transforms talent into legend. The partnership between player and manager became one of the most successful in modern football. Together, they guided Real Madrid to unprecedented Champions League dominance. And moments like the bicycle kick symbolized why. It showed trust. Zidane trusted Ronaldo to deliver in decisive moments. Ronaldo trusted Zidane's system to maximize his strengths. That harmony created nights that felt almost scripted by destiny. For young fans watching around the world, the goal became an instant reference point. Kids rushed outside attempting bicycle kicks in playgrounds. Coaches used the clip to teach positioning and timing. Commentators described it as art mixed with athletic perfection. Yet what made the moment unforgettable was not just difficulty, it was context. Champions League knockout football, away stadium pressure, elite defenders, and still, Ronaldo chose audacity. Great players score great goals. Legends attempt what others fear. The bicycle kick also reinforced Ronaldo's reputation as football's ultimate big-game performer. Time and again, he delivered when stakes were highest. Quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Pressure seemed to sharpen his focus rather than weaken it. And perhaps that is why Zidane's stunned reaction resonated so strongly. It represented football itself acknowledging greatness. One legend witnessing another redefine possibility. As the match ended and players walked off the pitch, fans continued discussing the goal long after the final whistle. Highlights replayed across stadium screens. Commentators struggled to find new words to describe it. Some called it perfection, others called it history. But for Ronaldo, it was simply another step in a relentless pursuit of excellence. Because behind every spectacular moment lies unseen work, early mornings, strict discipline, recovery routines, mental preparation. The bicycle kick looked spontaneous, but it was built on years of obsession with physical conditioning and technical precision. That is the hidden truth of greatness. Magic is often engineered. Years later, the image of Ronaldo suspended in midair remains iconic. A snapshot of athletic brilliance frozen in time. A reminder that football can still surprise even those who believe they've seen everything. And perhaps the most powerful part of the story is this: the goal didn't just stun Zidane. It united fans across rivalries. Juventus supporters applauded. Neutral viewers celebrated. Analysts agreed. For one moment, competition gave way to appreciation. Football, at its core, is about emotion. Awe. Inspiration. The feeling that anything is possible. On that unforgettable night, Cristiano Ronaldo delivered all of it in a single movement. A leap, a strike, and a moment that echoed across generations. The bicycle kick wasn't just a goal. It was proof that greatness doesn't arrive quietly. Sometimes, it flies through the air, defies gravity, and reminds the world why we watch the game in the first place.